Now here's your host, Les Ferguson.
Good evening and welcome to the Eastern Districts Football League football show. Tonight Jim Dowsley will be in to chat about First Division. Division expert Jim Dowsley. Well, Jim, it's been an interesting start to First Division so far.
Well, you can say that again. There's probably back to the old guard with Vermont re-establishing themselves. Not that they need re-establishing, but they were just one peg from where they wanted to be last year. And we've said it before about them. They aim to go that one better or a margin better than their previous good teams, and always pick up a little bit more. Don't lose much, and improve 5 or 10%.
Jim, they always seem to fill the gaps that they didn't have the year before, don't they?
Exactly, and that's why Lee Bidstrup aims at it, and they seem to target players and go after them. They get what they want. They're not just any players, but they fill the positions that they think they need, and they've done it so well.
Leon Higgins been recruited as captain to the side.
Of the club, and he directs it very well. I mean, they've got a on-board director with Craig Gisningham, who does direct the play around, and they've fashioned that play now. He's back from suspension, and they certainly it's a handy acquisition to have in
Peter
any side.
Turner.
Peter Turner comes from, as we mentioned before, and it shows Carlton with experience in the Crows as well, and he looks like he's just stepped out of AFL football. He's a very polished player.
Well, they're back to the Vermont of old, aren't they? By the look of it, this
they deserve to be around where they are. They probably wouldn't have liked to be playing second fiddle. They were round 2. They're a little bit behind East Ringwood, who got off to a very good start as well. But now they're back, right back in town.
Jim, also East Ringwood recruited quite well, but Bayswater looking good at this stage.
Bayswater, they also got off to a good start, and they rolled a couple early last season too, and they've done the same, and claiming a couple of big scalps. They defeated, I think, first off Clayton down at Clayton, which is never an easy go, and they followed that up with the prize scalp of Donvale, and so they're marching on. Now, I would say we've touched on East Ringwood as well with their country recruits. All these sides look good on paper, but these sides are starting to show it on the ground what they've got, and they're aiming for this couple of spots in the finals that both these teams are aiming for, and it's the last year's holders of those will have to look after themselves.
We go to East Burwood next, of course.
Well, they were one of them. They were in I think 4th spot. They played Clayton last year. And we're just touching on the replay of that particular game now tonight, but so they would have to really aim to lock in there, and unfortunately I believe they've lost the services of their prize recruit, Captain Alan Richardson, with an injury similar to which probably forced his early retirement from Collingwood. It's bad luck to see. I hope he gets back in the on the playing field, because the EDFL fans would love to see a polished player like that, but very bad luck for East Burwood. Not writing them off at this stage, but as I say, there's those spots in the finals of at least are open.
96 premiers, Donvale had a bad start so far.
We're talking about the highs and lows. Well, I guess they also the grand final replay opened this season, and they went down very heavily defeated by Vermont at Donvale, and then followed that up with a shock loss, which took them to the bottom of the ladder. Now they're obviously all about clawing their way. I mean, they're a better side than that, and they're putting it together to claw their way up to where they think they should be.
But Jim, if you lose players like Weeks, Zarafa, Franken, and also Espen Chine, Glenn Coleman, yes.
Pretty hard to replace them. They've recruited players, but different than Vermont, they've recruited players, but probably not for the holes that were vacant, and I think that's probably the difference in recruiting both sides.
Jim Scoresby.
Scoresby, well, you can never know. They've gone for a youth policy. A lot of ex-Eastern Rangers down there, and you and I attended a lunch earlier with the Eastern Rangers, and they would show to us what quality and what training those young fellas get. Now, it's all right to say you've got a young side, but the expertise they've learned a little bit ahead of what young players of that age in the past would have been.
Didn't the speed sharpen that particular day?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jim, then we go to probably the side that we look at, Ringwood.
Disappointing. Not the Ringwood of old. They've got a lot of rebuilding to do, and unfortunately for Ringwood, they've had 2 or 3 coaching styles which they've got to adapt to. You know, when you start again, and I know the players have got to get used to the coach, vice versa. So they're going through that process.
And of course, looking at Lilydale and Mitcham at this stage,
always the pressure on a new entrant to the top division to stay there. Lilydale got off to a great start, even though they won at home, but they're finding the game a little bit tough. And now it's going to be maybe between Mitcham and Lilydale or whoever to save that relegation spot, because if we finish that bottom position, we all knows what happens.
well, Jimmy Dowsley, thanks very much for coming in, and we'll have another chat to you in a few weeks' time regarding First
Look
Division.
forward to that, Liz, and viewers.
Now let's take a look at the East Burwood Clayton clash from the East Burwood Reserve.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to East Burwood Reserve here today as Clayton making their way out in the field. Big game here today, Bob. I'll introduce Bob and my fellow commentator.
Thank you, Sid. Big game here at East Burwood. The skies are somewhat overcast, no rain at the moment, and certainly no wind. Right at this point in time, East Burwood are 5th on the ladder and Clayton are 6th, only separated by percentage, and we're certainly looking for a close game here at East Burwood this afternoon. By Stuart Jones, the captain for today, in the absence of Alan Richardson. Okay, scores in the lead-up games here today in the under-18s. A big win to Clayton, 12 goals, 7, 78 defeated East Burwood, 6, 21, 57. And in the reserves, it was East Burwood 17, 13, 1, 1, 5, defeated Clayton 6, 6, 42.
Things just about set here at East Burwood Reserve. Really could be a very important game come towards the end of the year here today. Boys pretty confident there Thursday night, were they, Bob?
Very confident. Said the atmosphere in the club is certainly very positive. We realise that 1 in 3 is not running according to plan, and they've certainly got to step up today and come away with a win.
And so likewise with Clayton, they've lost 2 and won a pretty comfortable encounter against Ringwood last week, but I think you can take any form out of that game. This will be the real test for Clayton, I think, here today.
East Burwood kicking to the left of screen, which is the Burwood Highway end, and Clayton obviously to the right of screen, which is the Highbury Road end. Umpire Matt Hunt will put the ball down to get play underway in just a moment. Siren sounds for the start of the game. East Burwood versus Clayton in this round 4 tussle here at East Burwood. Umpire Hunt puts the ball on the ground. Ineffectual knockout in the centre there.
Hamer gets the ball out. Ball's up high there, congested. Ball comes down to Duff. Duff off the right, his non-preferred side. Looks deep for Quinn. Takes a strong mark, Stevie Quinn. Moved from the back line to full forward today in the absence of the cameo performance of Andrew Tarby last week, who booted 10 for Clayton. Deep into the pocket here at East Burwood, probably with 35, 40 metres out. A very, very acute angle. Usually a beautiful kick, Stephen Quinn.
No exception.
Just misses, I'd say, off to the near side. Encouraging start there for Clayton.
Stuart Jones about to put the ball back in for East Burwood. Big bunch at centre half back. Darren Shaw leading wide. Handball across to Stuart Jones was a stray. Looks like the umpers picked out a free kick to Stuart Jones. He handballs back to
Ball's worked out of bounds right in the centre wing there. Scrappy play early. Teams need to settle down and work each other out. I'm sure we'll have a great game here today. 2 top quality sides. The boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Bingham, lovely tap out to the vice captain in Dale. Bounce of the ball favours East Burwood.
And that was Adam Salmon. The ball coming down towards the wing position. Craig Leclerc with a hand pass out, but went to the opponent. Stacks on the mill here, I know. Josh Davies has broken out with the ball on his left foot. Kicks it back in, and Damien Ryan has taken a nice mark. Damien Ryan with a handball across to Stuart Jones. Stuart Jones, another handball across here to Adam Barlow. Barlow with the left foot into the preferred area of the forward zone there, and that was Mark Damaski. A very nice kick off the ground and a major to East Burwood.
A good play there by East Burwood and a few kicks. Ball back in the middle. McLeod jumping. Gets the ball down. Dean Gregg in there. Comes out to Hamer. Doesn't really take clean possession. Stacks on the mill. Lenny Dale trying to get it out. No one really wanted it. Plucked the free kick there. A bit soft. McLeod off to McConkey with his beautiful left foot kicks. Put the Mozzer on him a bit there to centre half forward.
Saunders with the handball out to Adam Salmon. The ball is wide and out of bounds, midway between the forward pocket and the wing on the members' side of the ground.
I think if East Burwood can contain the Clayton big men, they're really, really in with a big show today, Bob.
Looks like we've got Saunders taking the ruckwork in the forward line with Lawrence Bingham. Ineffectual knockdown.
Ball comes out. Iliadis almost taken too high. Can't really get him up. Boy's got no choice but to ball it up again. How do you fancy Tony Saunders will go up against Big Bingham here today?
Tony Saunders is a good wrestler on the boundary line, Sid, but Bingham will obviously be a lot taller
A bit of spring.
The centre bounces, although Saunders proved me wrong on that occasion.
Ball towards Clayton, full forwards. They lock it up there and they'll ball it up.
Umpire Jamie Moxham coming in.
There's a bit on there too, Bob.
There was a bit on there.
The feeling here, as you'd expect in a tight, must-win game.
Almost on the goal line at the Highby Road end of the ground. Bingham with the ball, tries to get it out. Stacks on the middle again. The umpire will ball it up once again.
Be tight in there. It's a crowded forward line at the minute for Clayton. Umpire Jamie Moxham now. Only be 15 metres out of the Clayton goal. It's the ball down. Bingham up. Gets some sort of, they'll just rush it through for a behind. They'll be happy with that, East Burwood. Five minutes into the first quarter. The East Burwood Rams, 1 goal straight, 6. Clayton, 2 behinds, 2 points. Good mark there by Tony Saunders. Started well here on Bingham, and he'll take a 25-metre penalty. Jeez, he's got a real big spring on him, this Tony Saunders. Now a true half-back, he'll look to the true centre-half forward position. And another good mark there by
Craig Leclerc. Craig Leclerc now with the right foot kick, looking for Stewie Wine, and a good pass, and Stewie Wine takes a mark around about 30 metres out from the Burwood Highway end goal.
Good strong lead there by Wine, and an equally impressive kick there by Leclerc. Did you back him from here, Bob?
Stewie's normally a very accurate kick. He's somewhere in the vicinity of 70 goals this season. So from that distance, we'd be certainly expecting him to kick it, yeah.
He comes in now. Very deliberate.
Drifting off.
The pack is a chance here for East Burwood. Picked up beautifully there by Josh Davies, but he shot right across the face of goal and out of bounds, right in front of the Barry Plant sign. Umpire now throws the ball back in. But I hold them out here, Clayton. They can't afford to get easy goals.
Damien Ryan swoops on the ball on the right foot, back right into the centre, looking for Stewie White again.
All East Burwood here.
And this is Matt Parker on the left foot. Back towards Craig Leclerc again, and Craig takes a very nice mark, and he's around about 14 to 15 metres out from goal at the Burwood Highway end.
The true centre-half forward, this Craig Leclerc, Bob, or...?
Craig's a young guy, he said, that's come up through the 18s last year in the reserves. Hasn't quite perhaps reached his potential, but is certainly heading in the right direction.
Good-sized footballer. He's drilled it.
And a nice kick, and the umpire signals 1 goal to Craig Leclerc.
Now we pick up play in the third quarter.
Umpire Hunt puts the ball down to start the second quarter. Slater across to Jones. Jones with the left foot kick out towards the centre half forward position, but a nice mark there to Rowan Van Ray.
Van Ray, ever reliable back pocket for Clayton. He'll go out towards the centre wing position, looking for Big Fatui. He could be lining up. Oh,
Slater spoils from the back, but has given away the free kick, and Fatui Atata takes it on the centre wing position on the member side of the ground.
He goes long, looking for the lead there from Harusalakis from behind. Gets a fist to it. And you wouldn't believe it, it's another behind rush to Clayton, who now move to 2 goals, 14-26, trailing East Burwood, 5 goals, 4-34.
Williamson with a short kick out to Shaw. Shaw with a handball now to Wearmouth. Wearmouth caught with the ball. Handballs it backwards to Williamson. Williamson coming towards the wing on the member side of the ground. Looking for Craig Leclerc. Leclerc slips under the ball. Mopping up from behind is Damaski. Damaski heading towards the half-forward flank to Wind. Wind with a nice take. Has a awkward-looking shot for goal. The ball won't bounce his way. And looks like Matt Parker back.
Slaps it, and Van Rape clears for Clayton and goes to the vice-captain in Glennie Dale. Glennie Dale sizes up his options. He hasn't got much there. Big McLeod now offering a lead out and wide and centre wing, and that's the direction he heads. Playing in front of McLeod. And again, he wins another free kick playing. Oh, yeah, no, we'll let that one go. McLeod goes back towards Hamilton, the ex-East Burwood player. Wobbly kick falls to Greg, who goes wide for Hamer. Hamer under pressure on the boundary, goes back to Greg, making good position. He goes over the top, back to Hamer again. Good football here by Clayton. He goes to true full forward on Athos Harusalakis. Takes a mark. From an acute angle, looking for it to give. He hasn't been kicking too well, Athos. The Golden Greek from Bundura via Collingwood. Would only be 8 metres out. At a 980-degree angle. Deliberate shot. And he's drilled it. Certainly has. A great goal to Athos Harusalakis and a very important goal in the context of this game for Clayton, who now move to 3 goals, 14-32. Still trailing East Burwood, 5 goals, 4-34. But at the minute,
Could be East Burwood getting it out of the centre, but not getting it accurately into the half-forward line at this stage. Free kick to Bingham by the look of it.
the Glory's really lifted in the ruck. Started off in the forward line. He goes deep looking for Harusalakis, who looks like playing full forward. Ball bounces out to Harvey. Harvey. Oh, bad miss there by Mark McLeod. The experienced Mark McLeod really should have done better. And just adds another behind to that enormous tally of 15 now. 3 goals, 15-33 to 5-4-34. 1-point ball game here at East Burwood. We got the close one here, Bobby.
We certainly have. Williamson with the ball now for East Burwood, about to put it back into play. Chooses the member side of the ground. Long kick out looking for Slater. Slater from behind takes a good strong mark in front of Bingham. Handball there from Slater to Shaw. Shaw down to the centre half forward position. Leclerc can't take the mark. And coming through strongly in the centre there was Matt Campbell for Clayton. Dean Gregg battling hard. Handball out there from Matt Parker. The ball heading towards the Clayton half-forward line.
Glenn Harvey there gets it out to Hamer, who had a great second quarter. Somehow gets it out to Bingham, who's under enormous pressure. Hamer again to McConkey. Off his left foot standing. Harusalakis doesn't hold on to it.
And Williamson comes out with the ball, and a long handball finds the boundary line on the half-back flank for East Burwood on the outer side of the ground.
Could be a good move putting Athos Harusalakis to full forward. We're getting much out of young Stephen Quinn there. He was comprehensively beaten by the vice-captain Darren Shaw in that first half. Good tactical move by Dean Gregg there for Clayton. Ball gets thrown in. No clean position. Could be a free kick. No, he'll ball it up. Just sense the first 10 minutes of this quarter, or 5 minutes in, maybe the next 10 minutes are crucial to both sides here. Can't knock the endeavour of these two sides. Look at them, they're going in now. We'll have to ball it up again almost, I'd say.
The ball locked up on the outer side of the ground at the half-back flank for East Burwood.
Sure, you can throw a blanket over just about 30 of them there, I'd say. Can't find no choice. East Burwood moving it forward from their half-back, almost to centre wing now. You can't knock the endeavour of both sides here, Bob. They're really having a fair dinkum go at it, aren't they?
They're certainly having a dip.
Ball comes out, McLeod, slow to get rid of it, puts Dale under enormous pressure. East Burwood break.
Jones with a handball out towards Darren Shaw. East Burwood guys can't make up their mind who should be going for it. The kick off the ground there by Bingham.
Straight to McLeod, he'll handball over to Wynn. Wynn, the running Wynn from 50. Goes for home and kicks. One behind. Another behind. 3 goals, 16 to 5-4. Ooh, they'll be kicking themselves if they lose this one, Clayton. They've had
Williamson, a short one to Salmon in the back pocket. Salmon down towards the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground, and the ball rolls over the line in front of the Alitalia pizza and pasta sign.
good pizzas, are they, Bob?
Excellent pizzas. Recommend them.
Ball comes spinning back into play now. McLeod gets it down. Players all over the ball, umpire. No choice but to ball it up once more. Gone 7 minutes into the third quarter, and the scores are all tied up at 34 apiece.
Very crowded on that far side of the ground, and the umpire's plucked out a free kick. I think it's going to East Burwood, to Saunders. At least this will open it up a little bit, Sid.
Well, he had to pluck one out there. It's just been hovering around that 30-metre area for too long. He goes short.
Looking for Slater. Slater couldn't take the mark, and the ball rolls over the line.
He's plucked a free kick here to Clayton. And it's going to Hamer again. He's played a great game. He goes to the true centre half forward position. No height there for Clayton. McConkey off the pack, couldn't hold on to it. Stacks on the middle one more time. And there'll be yet another ball up. Both sides not giving anything at the moment.
On the 50-metre line for Clayton. Umpire Matt Hunt.
McLeod taps it down. Ball in dispute. East Burwood work it, but only goes to Glennie Dale, who goes long, long, long. It's almost holding the man. Where does it bounce through?
Might be a free kick there, Sid.
It's definitely... Oh, it's gone to East Burwood, I thought. No, it's a goal. It's a goal. Kicked by the vice-captain, Glennie Dale, from a long way out. Very important goal for Clayton. Glennie Dale on the ball, unfamiliar role. Ball goes down. Big Laurie under it, gets it down to Hamer, who slaps it on his left foot.
Parker takes a strong mark right in the middle of the cricket pitch. Comes away on his left foot. Looking over here for Darren Shaw. Darren Shaw having trouble controlling the ball. Davies likewise. Picked up there by Rowan Van Ray, and is now out to Fatui Atata. Atata down the wing side of the ground. Saunders with the punch off the ground, looking for Jones. Jones across to Trellope. Trellope off the ground looking for Matt Parker. Parker, an awkward looking hand pass to Jones, put the player right under pressure. Back to Parker, who finally gets his kick, and Laurie Bingham will take a strong mark on the half-back flank for Clayton.
Throwing a kick behind the play to Clayton Ruckman. Now Bingham kicks towards a true centre wing position, looking for McLeod. Outnumbered 2-1. Clayton at the 4. Van Ray goes the big punch. Falls, looks like for Fatui. He'll go off the ground.
Damien Reinrucking, good pace for East Burwood, can't control the ball.
He's locked it up, doesn't make much of an attempt, but the umpire will give him the benefit of the doubt, and he'll ball it up right on the 50-metre line. Clayton attacking the Highbury Road end.
He's round the honey pot, it is here, Sid.
It's down, scramble, almost umpires putting their whistle away for the moment.
Saunders gets a kick from East Burwood. Punching it away was Matt Campbell for Clayton. Josh Davies trying to get in and under it for East Burwood. Looking down here towards Darren Shaw, now playing on the forward line.
Van Ray does well, playing in front, and seeks the comfort of the boundary line. It's almost a mismatch, that Shaw Van Ray, but Van Ray doing well, playing in front.
Yes, he certainly is.
The same Darren Shaw that carved up Stevie Quinn in the first quarter,
yes, he's
playing
gone
the forward line.
From full back down to centre half forward. Shaw again coming through. Strong play by Shaw onto the left foot, looking for Stuart Wine. But a good strong mark there to the Clayton player in Crofts. Crofts heading towards the outer side of the ground, towards the scoreboard. It's 2-on-1 here, East Burwood and Clayton, but the Clayton player certainly picks it up.
Well
back
done.
on his feet.
Wynn goes backwards looking for Duff, could be dangerous. Skipper looks for the boundary line. Well, it's almost in the back, and yes, it is, says the umpire.
Free kick to Mark Damaski.
It's a good player, Namaski, awkward kicking style, but he's always there, isn't he? He reads the play well.
Yeah, the young boy, as I mentioned before, was the under-18's best and fairest in the comp last year with his 4th game for the season. Sorry, 3rd, he was injured one game.
Good centering kick, but big Laurie Bingham there playing a kick behind play again. Goes short to Fatui. Fatui probably playing his best game since he's arrived at Clayton. He'll go straight towards McLeod at centre half forward, playing in front again. Falls to Harvey. Harvey with a scrubby looking left foot kick.
Great recovery by Colin Mitchell. Gets a handball across to Jones. Jones straight down the ground now towards the centre half forward position, looking for Slater off the hands. Leclerc can't quite control the ball. Backs up, still can't control the ball, and the ball comes out through Lahane.
Lahane caught in a tackle, and the ball it up. Good desperate play there by East Burwood. Lahane was clear.
And 2 of the boys there talking about the weather, I'm sure.
It's been a great game of football so far. Rough, tough. Suit the conditions. The rain stopped here at East Burwood as Bingham gets it down to McConkey. Can he pick it up? He can. Kicks off the left foot, off the side of the boot. Favours the ongoing East Burwood player. Williamson. Well, that's great play from full-back. He's taken it straight to the centre wing into the run of Matty Parker.
And Parker forces the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds in front of the Melvick Printers side.
Well, that was good play. That was deep from defence. They've brought it around to their half-forward line. Just rough. Keep the ball in front of them, make sure the opposition don't get them. They've worked at 60 or 70 metres as the umpire now, right in front of the Collie sign panel care. Turfs the ball back in. Bingham, he's getting hand pointing from hitting the ball that often out of the road. That's almost a free kick to East Burwood, not paid. Comes down to Hamilton off the left. Centering the ball, looking for Quinn at the back, Harusalakis. Oh, he's plucked the free kick. Undisciplined play there by Michael Quinn as East Burwood now break.
Comes out through Damien Ryan. Damien Ryan across to Williamson. Williamson now with a handball across to no one in particular. Comes across again towards Neil Trelave. Trelave caught with the ball. Goes straight to the Clayton player in McConkey.
McConkey gives it to Van Ray, looks for, and Harvey's got it. He gives it to Harusalakis. Steady, centres the ball to Hamilton. And he's taken a one-hander, plays on immediately, and kicks a sausage roll. Very important goal. Clayton's starting to get on top here, Bob. They're looking a bit more potent in the forward line.
3 goals through to Clayton in this quarter. Sydney, East Burwood yet to score.
Just wasn't strong enough early for Darren Shaw, the vice-captain of East Burwood, who's now at centre forward. I don't know if that's a great move, Bob.
He plays both ends of the ground. I probably would have a preference for him in the back line, but I'm not the coach.
Ball spills now, and Hamer takes it away, and Clayton are taking it again. He has a bounce, which is a bad move in these conditions. Oh, he's almost gone. He's up again. Got a good balance, this boy. Kicks the true full forward. Harusalakis has given away a free kick. He's looking dangerous, Harusalakis.
Williamson for East Burwood out towards Matt Parker. And a free kick to Matt Parker. Comes around on the left foot. Awkward looking kick, looking for Colin Mitchell and finds him. And Lawrence Bingham saying, you ain't going anywhere.
Well, he's going to give him 25.
Mitchell now with the ball. Handballs across to Matt Parker. On the left foot, Parker looking for Stewie Wine. Unfortunately, Stewie's not 9'4" tall.
The ever-reliable Van Ray will see it over the boundary line. Tui goes for his hamstring. Oh, that could be a big loss. He's tapping the hamstring there for Tui, a Tata.
Walking very gingerly there, isn't he?
Looks at the bench. Could be a big loss. Ball gets thrown in. East Burwood with the numbers here. They really need a goal, Bob.
They certainly do. Stacks on the mill, and the umpire will say, thank you, boys.
And he'll pull it up.
Strong play there by Glendale.
Tui's definitely done his hamstring here, so I don't think he'll be taking any further part in this game. Big Laurie Bingham again gets the ball for Tui. On his way to the bench, almost gets involved. And still in there, and sees it out of bounds.
Good parting effort.
Yeah, oh, it's on here. Duffy now gets the ball. East Burwood definitely with the numbers here. The book's out. But keep our eye on the football. Someone's off with the blood rule. So play will be held up.
Aim again.
Put down now. Lenny Dale, oh, he's been hit straight in the head and he'll take the free kick. Darren Shaw's given young Slater a bit of a mouthful there on team rules and discipline as Glennie Dale goes towards McLeod again, who's proved a very viable target across centre half forward. He has the ball punched away and it's out of bounds in the true centre wing position, right in front of the interchange.
Bingham and Slater again in the ruck. Slater finds front spot, push the ball out in front of him to Trollope. Trollope comes across now looking for Craig Leclerc, can't quite control the ball. Coughlin battling there. The ball comes out to Jones. Jones across to Mitchell. Mitchell, 2 or 3 efforts there, but it comes out to the Clayton player in McConkey.
He gives it to Licciardi, and off the left foot he goes towards. Oh, good effort there by Hamer at half forward.
And that was sorted with a handball out the back towards, I think it is Adam Salmon, and Salmon finds Craig Leclerc on the edge of the centre square. Leclerc now looking for Damaski. Damaski couldn't quite take the mark, and it's heading towards that boundary line through Matthew Campbell. Matthew Campbell can't get to the ball.
Oh, Harusalakis really gets his head ripped off. And he's down, down back to full back now with a reshuffling of Fatui going off. Steve Quing's gone back to full forward, and the class of Harusalakis in the last line of defence, and he goes towards centre wing looking for big Laurie Bingham. Will have to punch from behind. East Burwood read the play well there. Took it towards the true centre half forward. Win with the sit. Can't take the mark.
Up there in front couldn't take the mark either. Parker trying to get the ball out with a handball there. Pushed across by Lahane. Lahane across. Williamson grabs it for East Burwood.
Lenny Dale does well. Breaks the pack, kicks it to the centre of the ground. Luciardi there.
Good knock on
Can't
by
bring the
Mitchell.
ball. Win goes off the ground, almost in danger. Play on, says the umpire. Win gets it again.
And I notice that Darren Shaw has gone back on to Quinney.
And that I'd say is a good move, Bob, as Clayton scores another behind. They're 17th of the game. 5 goals, 17, Clayton 47. 20 minutes into the third quarter, East Burwood 5-4-34.
And East Burwood scoreless in this quarter set.
20 minutes.
Jones takes a strong mark on the half-back flank.
They're working their way back into the game, East Burwood. You just see a bit of team cohesion coming into their play in the last
Across to
5
Williamson.
minutes.
Oh, Williamson into the man on the mark. Wasn't a good kick. Weirmouth. Poor kick, Weirmouth. Across to the Clayton player, and Clayton looked like
Win.
penetrating.
Hamer, and he's missed another one. Yes. 5-18, Clayton. 48, 5-4-34. I was saying before, East Burwood starting to get just doing a couple of silly things, aren't they, Bob? They're looking all right, and then they'll let themselves down with some silly play.
A couple of very silly mistakes there, Sid.
As they go towards centre wing, and Van Ray will take the mark on true centre wing. He'll look short, and he'll find the captain coaching Dean Gregg, who'll bomb it long. Quinn with the sit, and that's another rush behind.
Salmon forces it through for another behind.
Really missing the likes of Gorizides, Clayton, today. Without a true natural full forward, have moved to 5 goals, 19. 15 points up. 5-4-34 East Burwood. They could pay for their inaccuracy today. 5-19, that's terrible kicking.
Salmon takes a strong mark, almost in the back pocket position. Going wide and looking out here for Slater. But the long arms of Laurie Bingham push the ball down. Bingham with good recovery. Heads towards goal.
Touched off the boot. Play on was the call. It's play on still. The umpire's putting their whistle away.
Coughlin with a handball to Jones. Jones out to Slater. Slater back to Coughlin. They're looking for Craig Leclerc on the centre wing position and finds Craig Leclerc. Hasn't got a runner. Now looking for Stewie Wine to come down. 1-on-2 for Stewie Wine, and Dean Gregg mops up at the back. Will kick it long. Awkward looking kick.
Cloud with the set, goes through his hand. Glennie Dale holding the man surely. Yes, says the umpire.
Free kick against Saunders.
Plays a man beyond his years, Glennie Dale. Such experience, such good balance. Great player for the club for many years to come, I dare say. Glennie Dale now. Kicks it looking for the lead of Laurie Bingham. Goes up, couldn't bring it down. Michael Quinn taps it along. Derek Wynn now. Up, down, off the left foot. Around the corner, there's no one there, and it's all East Burwood through the run of Damien Ryan.
Couldn't control the ball, and over the line and out of bounds in the back pocket for East Burwood. Ball comes in. Coughlin battling hard for the ball. Handball out to no one in particular. Damien Ryan with the run, kicks it off the ground. Finds a slug trollop. But the ball rolls out of his hands and out of bounds again. On the half-back line for East Burwood.
You sense they'll have to get a goal or do something before three-quarter time, Bob, if they want to stay in this game. Clayton pressuring forward.
The 22-minute mark's in, and East Burwood yet to score in this quarter.
Ball comes out to McConkey on his left. He pulls it over his shoulder. Bingham appealing for a free kick. It was good play again by Shaw to see the ball through for Clayton's 20th behind.
And now we pick up play in the final quarter.
The best chicken and black bean sauce this side of town, they tell me anyway.
Slater over the back on the ground after the blood rule to Jones. Jones having trouble controlling the ball as it squeezes out the back to Mitchell. Damien Ryan can't control it.
Falls to Quinn. It's ugly in there.
Mitchell off the ground. But
McConkey now to Glennie Dale. It makes some space. Good vision. Out to Duff. The running Duff. Off the left. The skipper. The ex-skipper. The four-time testimonial captain. Could just about have sealed this game here for Clayton. And now, that just about puts him out of reach, I'd say. 8 goals, 21 Clayton, 69 to 8 goals, 553, 16 points of difference, 22 minutes into the last quarter. I'd probably say there's probably 6 or 7 minutes left. They'd have to get one straight out of the middle here, East Burwood. Win now sees the ball out of play, and they'll throw it in right on the centre wing. Brett Duff, his testimonial year from Clayton, would have loved that goal.
Jones can't control the ball. Dean Gregg gets it, kicks it towards the half-forward flank for Clayton, and the ball beats Stephen Quinn over the boundary line and out of bounds.
I'll be happy to see that over the line. Just about done enough, I'd say, Clayton.
16 points the difference here.
They don't mind playing the bottled-up game, the Clays, and I think they'll apply that just about now. Good play.
Williamson hard at the ball, goes straight through, finds Josh Davies. Davies with an awkward-looking hand pass to Barlow. Barlow caught with the ball.
Great play, Glennie Dale. Gee, he's played a great game since half-time, Glennie Dale.
Barlow looking around then to give it off, but there was certainly no one in his eyesight.
Glendale. He'll kick it long. There's no one there. Quinn. Nearly takes it using strength. Falls to Hamer. Great play, Hamer. Handball over the top to win. They're mucking around Clayton. Quinny.
Stephen Quinn.
Has he? I think he has. Yes.
Well, East Burwood run up to, I think it's East Ringwood next week.
That's a crackerjack game as well.
At East Ringwood.
Ball goes up. Bingham again. Got hand pointing, he's whacked it that often out of the middle. They just haven't had anyone to deal with him in the middle, have they there, Bob?
No, he's been on top from the first bounce of the day, making good use of the ball. I thought the East Burwood Rovers sharked him in the first half, but went missing then for the third quarter, as we mentioned before. Started off all right in this quarter, but have gone missing again.
Pack will form, and Dean Gregg will be quite happy to see that ball underneath him. Clayton now as we enter 25 minutes into the last quarter. 22 points up, game well safe. Ball goes down again, Bingham goes over.
Slater with a big punch. The ball eludes East Burwood. Weirbout picks it up, puts it back into a bunch of players in the middle. Dean Gregg fighting hard for the ball. And the umpire said, thank you, boys.
Played a serviceable game, Dean Gregg, today, Bob. He's
certainly has. The only way to stop him is to get him off his feet, but to do that...
you need a crane, mate.
Big crane at that set.
Yeah. Bingham again, taps it out.
Mitchell can't get a clear kick of the ball.
Comes to Wynn, who's been fantastic, as is this bloke Hamer. Hamer off the left, great kick, looking for Quinn, who's been out of sorts in his first game back for a while, and he's been pinned. Bit unlucky, but had the chance, didn't get rid of it, and he's been pinned.
Parker with the ball for his Burwood. Very ordinary looking kick to Colin Mitchell. Coghlan couldn't handle the ball. Mitchell back to Coghlan, and Coghlan with the kick towards the cricket pitch area of the ground. Couldn't find Wearmouth.
Ball in dispute as Van Ray breaks through. Handballs towards Greg. Oh, geez, he's strong, isn't he?
Just broke that tackle from Stewie Jones like it was...
Well, he wasn't even there, was he?
Yep.
Well, he's got a few words to say, the umpire, but be happy, Dean. You've come here and taken 4 of the most difficult points. Hard road trip out here at East Burwood. Bingham again, big punch. Looking for Harvey, playing behind.
Williamson through for East Burwood. He's outnumbered by the Clayton players 3-1. The ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds between the coaches' boxes on the members' side of the ground.
Oh, there'll be a few ales sunk down at the Horton Road social clubs here tonight, I can tell you that for sure, Bob. They consider this one of the hardest road trips, Clayton, East Burwood at East Burwood, so...
I think it'll be a quiet night here with 1 win out of 4 in the season to date. Barlow now with the ball for East Burwood. On the left foot. Very awkward looking kick towards Neil Trollope, who takes the mark in the centre of the ground across to Matt Parker. Parker on the left foot, shoots down looking for Stewie Wine, over Wine's head.
Bit of frustration there by Wine, and anyway it's taken out in the half-back now by Athos Arusalakis. Clayton worked it out to that side of the ground. He's looking for McLeod, who's been a good option all day. Played in front, won a few free kicks, created some space. As it goes down to Lahane, who just bombs.
And Williamson mops up for East Burwood. On the scoreboard side of the ground, pushes the ball down towards the wing, but it's a turnover with Van Ray. Is it taking the mark?
Yeah, very steady back pocket, come half-back flank of Van Ray. Can be thrown on the ball on occasions. Just workman-like football of Van Ray.
About 26 minutes gone the last quarter here at East Burwood with Clayton 9:21.75 leading East Burwood 8:6.53.
Goes long looking for McLeod again, hopelessly outnumbered.
Damaski couldn't mark from the back. The ball squirts out the back to Saunders. Saunders with a hand pass to Williamson. And Williamson with a worm burner finds the boundary line on the wing on the outer side of the ground.
Clayton setting up the zone defence now. We had 3 players playing a kick behind play, just forming the wall. Just making sure that East Burwood don't get any sort of sniff here. Late in the last quarter as the umpire throws it back in now. Lenny Dale up in the ruck. Ball in dispute. Now it comes out to the run of
Williamson. Williamson right across the ground. Leclerc in the race for the ball.
I like the look of this player.
Leclerc with a handball back to Slater. Slater with that awkward looking kicking style. Misses the East Burwood player by around about 20 metres. And the ball finishes up out of bounds on the half forward flank on the outer side of the ground.
Lets him down, he's kicking a bit Slater. Bob, I've seen just in the last couple of kicks he's had, he's
just a slightly awkward style. I think it's probably just a matter of working on it. Coghlan up in the ruck for East Burwood. No clear knockdown. Davies across to Jones. Jones fiddling around with the ball back to Davies. Davies with a short kick and finds
Mark.
when the East Burwood player gets up.
Might be the clerk again, is it? The clerk. Could be, or Win. Just taking his time.
No, Wins back in the goal square.
Be the clerk. How old is Craig Leclerc?
He's 21 years of age.
He's going to be a player, that boy. He's not taking the kick, I think. Could be Slater.
It's a smaller player than Slater. Still can't pick him up. It probably is Wearmouth. Wearmouth with a shot.
Drilled it.
I think he squeezed that through for a goal.
I think he has. A consolation goal here to East Burwood. That move.
Well,
1 minute left on the time clock. Umpire bounces the ball possibly for the last straight to Lenny Dale, who just slaps it and kicks it forward looking.
Parker takes a strong mark for East Burwood on the 50-metre line. And on the left foot will head towards the wing. Looking over there for Wearmouth. Wearmouth can't take the mark.
Comes to Duff. finally gets the handball out to Van Ray. Swings around on the right, looking for Hamer, but good pressure there by East Burwood. The ball's gone out of bounds on the full. A half-back for East Burwood.
Coughlin takes the ball, chips it up to Williamson. Williamson with a long kick looking for Stewie Wine. Over Wine's head, mopped up by Slater with a left foot, and he's off target for 1 point.
That makes the difference, 15 points. 9 goals, 6 East Burwood, 60 Clayton, 9 goals, 21. I'd say there'd only be about 30 seconds left in this ball game, Bob. And for mine, this Glendale's been pretty close to best on ground for Clayton.
That I'd agree with.
It's been instrumental in their third quarter storming of East Burwood back line. So the ball's worked out towards centre wing.
Over the line and out of bounds again.
I think the players have sensed that this one's over. Going through the motion. It's been a hard-fought game. I think East Burwood get a few of their injured, experienced players back. Will still be a force this year. I wouldn't write them off just yet at 1-4.
Dean Gregg with another kick towards the boundary line and the half-forward line for Clayton at the Melvick printer sign.
It really becomes a must-win game at East Ringwood next week now for East Burwood, doesn't it, Bob?
Certainly does. Look, we should have a few of the injuries available for next week. They'll certainly be a little bit short of match practice, but it's up to the match committee to determine which way they go.
That's the final siren, and Clayton, for only the second time in their history here at East Burwood, have beaten East Burwood 9 goals, 21, 75 to East Burwood, 9 goals, 6, 60. I'll be ecstatic with that, Clayton.
The goal kickers for Clayton, 2 to Lawrence Bingham and 1 each to Hamer, Harusalakis, Dale, Hamilton, 2 to Stephen Quinn as well, and Duff 1. And for East Burwood, 3 to Stuart White with 4 forward and 1 each to Mitchell, Damaski, Leclerc, Davies, Barlow and Weirmouth. Thank you for joining us on Optus, and we're now signing off from the East Burwood Oval.
Thank you.
I've got Clayton captain coach Dean Gregg with us here this afternoon, and Greggy, you'd be pretty excited about that victory. It was well fought out. And
yeah, it was a strange sort of game. First quarter and a half we played very ordinary, and full credit to the blokes. You know, last 10 minutes of the second quarter I thought the blokes started to lift, and from there, you know, East Burwood never gave up. We just kept attacking, doing all the team things, and it paid off in the end.
I thought young Andy Hamer's game on the ball today was exceptional. New boy at the club. You'd be ecstatic with his game, wouldn't you, Greggy?
Yeah, very good game. He, very aggressive with the ball, and he's a hard. He's really a doer, and that's what we really lacked last year. You know, we lost Stevie Cummings from last year, and he's not a great exponent of the skills of Stevie, but he's very aggressive with the ball. It's great.
And I thought Glennie Dale's move onto the ball in the second half was an exceptional move. I thought he was outstanding. Glenn Dale all day today, actually. Sort of blanketed their midfield as well. He sort of played 2 roles in one, didn't he, in the second half there?
Yeah, he played a great game. He's actually on the centre of the whole game, but he played more as a defender in that first half. And we're down, and we thought, oh well, what the hell, we've got to attack. So we let Ronnie have a free run, and he played exceptionally all day.
You'd be pretty happy with Pachulia Tartar's effort before he went off. I thought he probably played his best game for the club since coming over from Mundura.
Yeah, he's lacked a bit of confidence. It's very hard to come to a new club, and today he was attacking the ball. He's bustling and running through a lot of his own teammates, which is good because he's had aggression at the ball. He's lacked a bit of confidence because he, like I said, new clubs. It's very hard to figure out how players play and so forth. But he's come good. Unfortunately, he's strained his hamstrings, so he'll be out for a couple of weeks.
And you're looking forward to Vermont next week?
Oh yes, supposedly the unbeatable, and they deserve to be favourites, but all you can do is have a go at them, and we're not overconfident, but we'll give it a shake. We beat them last year, so who's to say we can't beat them this year?
You happy with your own form today? You've clocked up heaps of kicks here in the second half, and pretty prominent.
Oh yeah, but a few scrubbers weren't they along there, City boy? I really I was supposed to go work on my fitness a bit. Probably look a bit big on a big screen there, so I just work on my fitness myself.
Good on you, Greggy. Thanks very much.